Hello folks, Jordan with the Young Turks, TYT Politics. Had a little technical glitch before, but I am back better than ever. As you can see, I have some nice pumpkin spiced vodka. Pumpkin spiced vodka behind me. Also I have some wine. I have some friends, some colleagues in town this week in the choir over here. Say hello, folks.
Yo.
Say hello. That's Caroline, Teresa, Emily. We're all working, drinking, having fun. But I might have the greatest video of all time to show you. I mean, to me, Larry David is up there in terms of all-time greatest videos. I have a great affinity for Joan Rivers. Still losing sleep over losing her. Love you, Joan. You know, whether it be Richard Pryor, Michael Jackson, you know, I know there was some other things, but we could agree his videos were good. But today I want to show you a video that I think is a perfect symbolism, is a perfect microcosm of the United Corporations of America. I think that this asshole that I'm about to show you, a Democratic donor, shows that, sure, the Democrats, they have nice words, and they are all for the women controlling their bodies, which I think is terrific, and they are against Muslim bans and all that. But on the economic issues of the day, would you rather get shot in the head or shot in the balls? Or other parts if you're not a man? Because that's what you're gonna get between the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. So let me introduce you to a man named Stephen J. Klubeck and share this video. Let's get it out there. Stephen J. Klubeck. I know Desmond Jones was an awesome Republican. She did donate, though, to a lot of Democrats, too, but she was a mixed bag. But comedy-wise, can't beat her. Love her, miss her. Now, Stephen Klubeck, he is the owner of the Diamond Resorts. Diamond Resorts. His net worth is $100 million. He's been a long time Democratic donor. Apparently, he's got speed dial privileges with Nancy and Chuck. That would be Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. So let's see. He came on to MSNBC, and he's very, very passionate and upset. Not about the fact that 26 people were just killed Sunday. I know you might not remember that because nobody's talking about it anymore. See, in America, when 26 people, 14 of them children, are shot and killed in a church on a Sunday, by Tuesday, the question is, well, are Kim and Kanye going to make it? Or did Russia really use Pokemon Go? Or was it Luigi? Don't worry about the church shooting. Don't worry about Puerto Rico still has no electricity or food. Don't worry about people are starving in Detroit and homeless all over the damn country as the weather gets cold. Don't worry about that 58 people just got shot and killed a month ago. Let's not worry about any of those things. Now, I want to show you what Stephen J. Klubeck, the owner of Diamond Resorts, is upset about. You with me? It's going to be a little bit of a long clip, but it's important and instructive. Here we go.
Continue to say, down with the billionaires, we can't stand the rich. A lot of people want to be rich. So is it the right message that the Democrats are going with?
It's so effing wrong.
Whoa.
I've talked to Schumer. I've talked to Wyden. I've talked to Pelosi.
And said what?
And I said, if you use the term billion again, I'm done.
Why?
Because it's aspirational. I didn't start with anything. Just penalize everyone that's done well. We all want to do well. And we should be the party of doing well. We should be a party of business and leadership. And it is very, very disturbing when I hear the millionaire or billionaire word. And I've told them to stop it, knock it off.
He learned from Hillary, cut it out, cut it out. So this man, worth a net worth of $100 million, told Chuck and Nancy, cut it out. I don't want to hear billionaire anymore. I don't want to hear millionaire anymore. You stop it. Stop it right now. 26 people killed at a church. Who the hell cares? Puerto Rico, St. Louis, murdering black people. Flint, drinking bacteria poisoned water still. Stop using the word billionaire. Onward.
Everyone wants to do really well. And this is the world of aspirations.
Then are you worried that the Democratic Party is going too far to the left?
So much so, it drives me nuts. So much so, it would make me quit the party. And I've made it very clear, I'll cut your money off. And others will do the same. We've had enough.
Mr. Klubeck here has told his employees, Nancy and Chuck, we've had enough. We've had enough. Mr. Klubeck has said, you know what, you Bernie bros, I don't even know why he's telling Nancy and Chuck. When have they talked about billionaires and millionaires? But you Bernie bros who keep throwing around the word billionaires, you progressives, you hippie communist numbskulls who want equality, economic equality, I'll cut you off. I don't know what he means. By the knees or by the wallet? Maybe both. Well, you know what this reminds me of? I'm gonna continue playing the clip in a minute. I don't know if you remember a couple years ago, Obama, you know, that tyrant who raised taxes like 3 percentage points on the richest of the rich. There was a group of, rich people who felt like battered wives by Obama. Do you remember that? This guy, what's his name here? This guy, hedge fund manager Dan Loeb, sent out an email to his buddies saying, I am sure if we are all really nice and stay quiet, everything will be all right, and the president will become more centrist, and that all his tough talk is just words. I mean, he really loves us, and when he beats us, he doesn't mean it. And I'm no fan of Obama, but this is a little over the top. I mean, he really loves us, and when he beats us, he doesn't mean it. He just gets a little angry. I mean, when I'm alone with him at $30,000 a plate fundraisers, he's really nice. And once I got invited to the White House, it was so cool because I could tell all my friends. And when he gives speeches, I mean, I get to sit in the front row and my friends see me on TV. And he usually doesn't hit me in the face to it. He usually doesn't hit me in the face to it, doesn't show, except for that one time. He's not that bad, really, unless he gets drunk from power. And, well, he really does love me, or he wouldn't invite me to all those $30,000 a plate fundraisers and ask all my opinions all the time, right? So this was a hedge fund manager telling other hedge fund managers, we need to take on Obama or he's going to keep beating us because we're his wives. And I don't think Obama did far enough to make the system fairer, more equitable. But this victim complex among what the hell is this idiot's name? Dan Loeb and now Mr. Klubeck. I mean, it's almost like spoiled children who are giving exorbitant allowances and privileges and things that other kids don't get. And then the one time you get out of order.
About the deadly outbreak of Legionnaires.
Hold on.
Now it's about the lead contamination at the center of this whole crisis.
Oy vey.
7 investigator Jim Kirchner live in Flint tonight with new revelations.
Oy vey. Hold on. Where's this coming
Now,
from?
Stephen, the stakes are
Oh, there it is. So the one time that they are encroached upon, oh my God, cut it out or we're cutting you off. It's unbelievable. This is sociopathic kind of talk. So let me finish with this idiot, and then we'll have a final say.
Right now, there is an opportunity. If Democrats lose, for example, in the state of Virginia, if that isn't a wake-up call that the Democratic leadership needs to get together and say, we've got to find a middle ground. Because if the Democrats continue to go far to the left, you've got that whole group in the center that aren't going to go the way of Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders. And then you're going to fracture the party even more.
It's fractured. It's broken. We need a new brand. It needs to be simple. Keep it simple. Tax reform, keep it simple. Infrastructure, no bumps in the road. What more do we have to say? They need to have a new brand created.
The only thing poor people and working class people need is tax reform and no bumps on the road. They don't need clean water. They don't need to be safe among brutal terrorist police. They don't need nutrition programs for their kids. They don't need cheaper daycare. They don't need better education. They don't need safer streets. We just need tax reform and no bumps in the road. Keep it simple. Translated, we just need more humongous tax breaks for me, Stephen J. Klubeck. We need more deregulation so that my resorts conduct taxes and other regulations. And we need no bumps on the road because it's very uncomfortable when I take limousines to my casinos. Keep it simple, guys. That's the message. And I told Nancy and Chuck that. Besides the fact that this guy is just an out-of-touch, plutocratic asshole, I think what this shows is, by the way, this MSNBC anchor who's now, see, MSNBC, CNN, they're pushing this narrative that because the centrist, milquetoast, fake progressive Republican candidate, Democrat candidate, Ralph Northam, won in Virginia, that it's not about Trump, it's about the moderates and the centrists need to unite because that's what won in Virginia. Well, how about this? Hillary Clinton won Virginia by 5 percentage points. Donald Trump, it wasn't close in Virginia. Ralph Northam won by 9 points. To his credit, that's a big margin. And I did a video on it yesterday. But went from 5 points to 9 points. What does that have to do? That's not a rejection of progressives or Bernie Sanders. First of all, a lobbyist creature named Ed Gillespie was running, and he was attaching himself to Trump. Secondly, Virginia is a purple state that generally leans blue. But the MSNBC anchor, her lesson is, isn't this a wake-up call to the Democratic Party that we need to move and feature the moderates, a.k.a. Barack Obamas, the Hillary Clintons, and, you know, the war first crowd. And let's, we'll tinker around the edges here and give crumbs to the middle class and the working poor and slap a bumper sticker called Stronger Together or Hope and Change on it. It'll taste good. That's the moderates need to unite. So not only is the corporate media out of control, giving this idiot a platform and pushing a false narrative, because the exit polls and the broader results of Tuesday night show, no, the lessons of Tuesday night were not moderates unite. The lessons was, it was a socialist fucking tsunami all over the country, which I did the video on yesterday. Check it out, youtube.com/TYTpolitics. More progressive Democratic Socialist candidates and capital P progressive candidates won than the milquetoast, faux progressives. But MSNBC doesn't want to talk about that. But this guy, the new message, here's the new bumper sticker of the Democratic Party if the billionaire, millionaire donors get their way. Keep it simple. Champagne for us, less bumps in the road for others. That's a winning message in 2020, let me tell you. I think that'll change the mind of Michiganders, Wisconsinites, Ohioans, and Hoosiers, and Pennsylvanians. I think that is the inspiring message that they are looking for. Keep it simple, tax reform, and less bumps in the road. What do you think? what do you think about this millionaire who has had enough of Nancy and Chuck's tyranny? I don't know. I mean, you know, I have plans tonight, but I don't know if I can go. I don't know if I can go out. I have to think about it. He's really given me something to think about. I know you're going to hurt, but I got to play the rest.
Is the Democratic Party in worse shape than Republicans?
They're both insane.
But at the end of the day, like them or not, as I said earlier, there's a lot of people that don't like President Trump, but then they showed and voted Republican. Are we going to see Democrats pull it together and vote together? A lot of Bernie supporters did not turn and vote for Hillary. They just didn't vote at all.
I know, and I can tell you that if we go far left, I'm out. I'm out. We need middle ground.
So when you tell the Democratic leadership this, when you meet with Wyden and Pelosi and Schumer, what do they say to you?
Well, so far they've given me great signals that they're willing to participate and get there. We shall see. We shall see.
Here are my closing thoughts. You know, I go around the country with Ty. Emma's been going around. Nomiki goes around. Some others are going around. And we meet the majority of people who, if they had to be in a room with this guy, I'm not sure if they'd be able to keep their hands off him. And I don't mean it in a sexual manner, if you know what I'm saying. Because this is the problem. This is the problem with the United States. It's not the United States. It's the United Corporations of America. And we don't have legislatures. We don't have legislators anymore. We have corporate CEOs pulling the strings like this buffoon. And we have people like Nancy Pelosi. We have people like Dianne Feinstein. We have people that have been in Congress, in the Senate, House of Reps, city councils all over the country, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. They don't see a moral issue with representing corporate CEOs like this, who are, I mean, bottom line, I don't care if I'm a reporter or not, this is a bad person. He's a bad person. He's not a good person. He's not someone I think is going to give the handkerchief out of his overpriced suit to someone dying of dehydration that needs to get the sweat off their brow in addition to water. So I don't care if Ralph Northam won Virginia. Good for him. I honestly would rather that milquetoast half Republican than Ed Gillespie in that case. But until we get money out of politics, these people are your president. These people are your vice president. They're your congressmen. They're your senators. They're your mayors. That's it. And I'm actually kind of happy that this is getting more out in the open. Lindsey Graham today. Let me show you this tweet. I mean, it was honestly, I don't like what he said, but I appreciate the fact that he's just, finally we're being honest that this is an oligarchy, that this is a legalized mafia, really. Lindsey Graham, in comments today, said, hold on. Lindsey Graham says the financial contributions will stop if tax reform fails. The financial contributions will stop if tax reform fails. Translated, our sugar daddies will close us out of the mansion if we don't give them another yacht. Thank you, Dave. America does not belong to corporations. It belongs to the people. So I'm actually encouraged. Even though I had to put you through that, I'm encouraged. Because now we're putting a face to it. Before, back in the day, people like this, they just kind of like roamed around at, Clinton Foundation fundraisers. Which, by the way, last night there was a Clinton Foundation fundraiser here. Sources tell me 2 people dropped $150,000 each to have coffee with Hillary Clinton. Just saying. It's one hell of a coffee. So I'm going to keep showing you these type of people. And let's not make any mistake. I'm no fan of the Democrats, but a lot of these people are also bankrolling the Republicans. They're not innocent either. They're both corrupt. They both don't represent you. That's why you have crappy streets all over the country. That's why you have crappy schools all over the country. That's why you have obese people all over the country. You have malnutrition. You have poor hospitals. You have brutal police that are able to terrorize. You have underfunded programs throughout local and state government. You have colleges allowed to gorge and screw students for profit. You have endless supply of guns, murdering. What are we at now? I think there was 1,000 shootings after Vegas, after Las Vegas, and now obviously what happened Sunday. YouTube.com/QYTPolitics. We just passed 160,000 subscribers. I will be probably doing another video a little bit later on the continued crisis in Puerto Rico that is, again, getting no coverage. And tune in for Emma's videos as well. Ryan Grimm, I think, will be on the YouTube channel coming up shortly. Take care.